Chatty, Katie, and the Wild Wild Wyatt's World. Wyatt's World Fitness, Low Glen's bodacious boutique fitness gym in Cary, North Carolina, offers a wide variety of rotating classes multiple times per day. Classes my wife attends religiously, daily, and devoutly, while I'm little more than a heathen creaster who at best manages a bit less than an every other day attendance schedule. Lowe's well-organized classes also frequently include freewheeling conversations before, after, and even during high-intensity workouts. Conversations on multitudinous subjects. Conversations which I often instigate and or participate in. And upon my arrival to the Sunday 12:10 class, I threw out the question, which continent has the farthest northern landmass? A question that crossed my mind as my darling Durga had just returned from a European trip that included a stop at that continent's northernmost point, and a question which logic tells us has only 3 possible choices. As class progressed, one of the Wyatt World Chatty Katies announced semi out of nowhere that in the 1970s, her grandmother's friend had been one of North Carolina's first female senators, and that Granny's friend had voted in favor of the Equal Credit Opportunity Act of 1974, legislation that allowed women to open charge accounts without the requirement of having husbands or fathers be co-signers. That had been her grandmother's friend who'd been instrumental in passing Bella Abzug's essential first step legislation along the continuing path of legal equality for women in the USA. Being literally the only XY among the half dozen 9:45 a.m. classgoers, I was shocked by the shock of some of our younger female HIT teammates, young women who were completely unaware that until 1974, it was perfectly legal to deny a woman a credit card unless she had permission from her husband or father. Seeing the shocked faces and hearing the incredulous voices of the few, I threw in the good old fear that from the early days of railroading, when back in the 1840s, it had been prognosticated that women's uteruses would fall out should railroad trains continue to advance mechanically and top speeds increase beyond their 40-mile-per-hour limit. A bit of history which even many of the more mature women were unaware. Katie's declaration concerning inequality came as no shock to me, as I'd already reached teen status by 1974. Additionally, I've been slowly but steadily writing Limitless Talent LLC for over a year and a half, a 700-page and growing tale set in 1970 NYC, in which perceived inferiority and legal exclusion of women is de rigueur. Plus, I had just commemorated my mother's 1920 birth with A Cold, Dark December Day, an essay in which I detailed some of the changes Mom saw in her 88 years concerning inequality based on sex, race, and sexual orientation. It was likely the proximity of Mother's birthday that prompted me to ask what year Katie's grandmother was born, and I was unsurprised to learn that Katie's grandmother was born 2 years after my mother, a fact that did not surprise me despite the fact that the difference between Katie's and my age is less than 20 years, a fact I confirmed by asking Katie if she was over the age of 40. Katie was, but her best Wyatt World's fitness bud Stacy let me know that yes, I am literally a standard generation older than she, a fact that in no way surprised this old man. The road, the struggle, the fight for equality and autonomy for all continues, and it behooves everyone to know our history in order to facilitate creating a better future. By the way, North America has rights to the farthest northern point of any continent, as Greenland, which is considered part of North America, is the absolute winner with Cape Morris Jesup at 83 degrees north. Canada lays claim to Murchison's Promontory at 71 degrees north. Europe rings in with Norway's North Cape at 71 degrees north, and Russia gets Asia's top honor with Cape Chelyusynka at 77 degrees north.